Hi, this is Graphically Alex coming at you with all things fat related. If that's something that interests you, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. So today we are hunting a zombie. We have a clicker on our hands. You guys ready? I haven't shown a clicker in a long time. I haven't shown it in a long time. So let's go. We love it. You guys love it. We all do. Because why? Because a clicker is the Last of Us zombie. If you guys know, they go like this. And they have like fungus coming out of their face. And they click. They go, They go like that. And they're very reactive and quick moving. So basically within the metaphor that I use, I use it to talk about the E followed by letter D world. Or as I like to call it on the channel, codedly, the toxic ritualistic. So I call it that so that YouTube isn't upset with me. But basically, a clicker is stage 3. So it's a severe issue. And it tends to happen when you have a combination of physical and psychological issues compounding into a severe problem. And it leads to a lot of lashing out, especially if somebody points out something involving body. So we're going to watch this. We're going to watch it. So let's talk about it.
If you are obese and overweight, it is not cute. It's ugly. Like, you're fat and ugly. And you need to lose weight. Like, I can't with this body positivity bullshit. It's like, no, like...
It's Easter Sunday, and this guy just posted this bullshit. And what would Jesus do? I'd probably turn this into a teaching lesson. One, I don't know what straight gym bro you have a crush on that you're posting this for, but I might have a little inkling he's not gonna pick you either. 2, you motherfuckers have lost the plot so fucking bad. The irony of you being a gay man and posting this when 10 years ago you couldn't even get married legally. Body positivity is not about encouraging people to just go out and be fucking unhealthy and promoting obesity. For one, what the fuck are you even talking about? It's just saying, hey, maybe don't treat fat people like second-class citizens and just treat them like shit just because of their size. Maybe just try being nicer to people. Do you ever think about that? Maybe then you won't hate yourself. I don't know, just a tip. Fuck you.
Okay. So there's a lot there. So do you see it's an extreme, in my opinion, this is an extreme overreaction. It is somebody who is so deeply identified with their fatness that somebody attacking the idea of being fat at all, it's completely fine to respond with attacking somebody's sexuality, very often in that spiel, and being basically homophobic. I don't know what else to say. But to her, it's okay, because if you say something fat-phobic, it's the same, because she identifies with it so much. And so to a lot of people, they'll see that and be like, what? That's weird. A lot of people do not understand how deeply, especially a clicker, identifies with fatness. They all do to a certain extent, except maybe a runner, or if they have a different type of issue, like if they have a reductive issue, they'll be the same way, where they will really, really identify with being skinny or being under, is what we'll say. So they'll do the same thing, but we tend to talk more about binge on this channel. But this person, they are exhibiting clicker traits. So it's an extreme overreaction. It's very fast. It's not just what she said. It's the fact that she thinks it was a good idea to say what she said. Now, we can criticize him if we want, him saying fatness is ugly or whatever. I think it's different. Fatness is a choice. So a lot of people, they don't want to hear that. I would take it as having colored hair is ugly. You know, like if you have like purple hair, it'd be like saying purple hair is ugly. It's like people can be upset about it, but it's not, it doesn't carry that much weight. It just doesn't. So when people are like trying to act like it carries more weight than that, that's DIS ordered. Okay. So something like sexuality, race, gender, etc., that's not the same because it's not a choice, and it's also, there is historical and at times current discrimination going on within those categories. So it holds a lot more weight and it's a lot bigger of a deal. There never has been with fatness. There hasn't. There's never been legal discrimination. There's never been segregation or anything like that. You've never not been able to get married if you're fat, for example, which she brings up that example, which to me, it's ironic because it shows how dumb she is. I'll put it to you that way. I don't know what else to say. How stupid that is. So let's go ahead and break it down piece by piece.
If you are obese and overweight, it is not cute. It's ugly. Like, you're fat and ugly. And you need to lose weight. Like, I can't with this body positivity bullshit. It's like, no, like...
It's easy.
So, if you are coming from a DIS ordered place, or if you're dealing with that, I need you to think about it as if he talked about purple hair. It can be a little, maybe it's kind of crotchety to you. Maybe it's a little harsh. Maybe it's closed-minded to you, right? But it shouldn't hold this huge amount of weight, pun intended. It shouldn't. And it could be like, at best, I mean, I don't agree with being fat at all, so I will talk about it forever. But he's talking purely appearance-based. It's not something to his standard. He thinks it's ugly. That's his opinion. Just like somebody can think a different hair color is ugly. Even if it's a natural color, you could still think it's ugly on that person too. I'm just saying, like, sometimes people critique fashion all the time, and you need to kind of think about it more like that. It's not nice. I wouldn't say it's a nice thing he said, but it's not bigoted or like deeply hateful or anything. In my opinion, I don't think so. Commenting on somebody's aesthetic, it's not the same thing as commenting on somebody's race, sexuality, sex, gender, whatever. That's going to hurt more. That is deeper. It has deeper roots to it. And there are societal, historical, etc. things going on within those categories, or they can be. It's that kind of thing. I don't think we're ever in danger of the actual oppression of fat people. Why? Because it's accessible to everybody. It would be really hard to organize that, honestly. I know they act like it wouldn't be, but it would be. So I don't know. Maybe there's some crazy reductive people that in their darkest fantasies would want to do something like that. But it would be really difficult because it's mutable. It's changeable. It's not genetic. It's a choice, period. It's something you're choosing. You're choosing to be fat. So if you have an issue hearing that, I'm going to tell it to you again. You're choosing to be fat, just like you choose a hair color that somebody thinks is ugly. That's what it would be, because it's a choice. Maybe you just dyed your hair. You can't dye it again the next day. I get it, but it is what it is, right? That's his opinion. So, would I say it personally? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say it. I don't think it's nice, but I'm not like super innocent and nice all the time about everything. That's not true either. So I'm not going to hold people to standards that I can't fulfill. I'm not always nice about everything all the time. I'm just not. And I don't think most of us are. So if that's his thing, okay, she could have responded. She didn't have to use the fact that he was gay against him. But it kind of betrays maybe her own internal thoughts. I don't know. It's interesting.
Easter Sunday, and this guy just posted this bullshit. And what would Jesus do? I'd probably turn this into a teaching lesson. One.
So it's very odd to bring religion into it. It's extremely odd. I think that's just very bizarre. I don't think it really belongs in this. I don't think this is like, it's not necessarily a Christian thing to do. I mean, maybe there are Christians that do that, but they're falling short. I'll put it to you that way. To have like a way overreaction, to do all this. The more Christian perspective would probably be to calmly explain something. Again, people do fall short. People violate the faith all the time. I'm not trying to say that that doesn't happen. It does. But she's just, I feel like it's almost like she's trying to be funny, or she's trying to bring it in to strengthen her argument in a way, and it's not working. It's not funny, and it's not strengthening anything. It's like bizarre. It's like something that just is very bizarre. To Jesus would have made this a lesson, so I'm going to be homophobic and I'm going to lash out at you for basically no reason, because he wasn't talking to her specifically. If it's personal, I can understand it better. It makes more sense. If he was like, catcalling is ugly, then I would understand it a little bit better. It still probably wouldn't be a good look, but it would not necessarily be DIS ordered. But the fact that he just said it in general and you're freaking out this much, it's giving zombie.
I don't know what straight gym bro you have a crush on that you're
So that is very homophobic.
posting this for, but I might have a little inkling he's not going to pick you either.
So the whole pick me thing, that's just like something that people say all the time. She's trying to immediately use his sexuality against him, or she's trying to, at least in her mind, view his sexuality as something that she can use to disarm him. His opinion is irrelevant because he's gay. His opinion is trash because he's just saying this for a straight gym bro that's never going to want him, which is super nasty. It's very harsh. It's a lot more harsh than what he said, actually, because there's a lot of weight to that. There is stereotyping that happens that gay men only want to be with straight men, which is not true at all. It's really annoying, actually. There are a section of gay men that do FETISHIs, straight men, but it's not like all gay men are predatory or doing that kind of thing. That's very homophobic. It's extremely homophobic. And she's really leaning into those stereotypes there. So I'm just letting you know. You can see, do you see how I'm able to be calm though? It's a better look, babe. I can still be bitchy, but I'm in control. You see? Do you see the non-DIS ordered response? Now, it's not necessarily a disorder to freak out about homophobia or sexism or whatever, but it is if it's about like weight and it goes there. It's like, whoa, calm down, you know? So you have to think of it that way. This is not a normal reaction with weight. You need to like chill the fuck out, basically. And if somebody says something about your weight and you immediately start attacking things like that, it is disordered, I think.
2, you motherfuckers have lost the plot so fucking bad. The irony of you being a gay man and posting this when 10 years ago you couldn't even get married. Like,
so I don't know what is ironic about that at all. She would need to explain that to me. Like, are you trying to argue that being gay is a choice, which is also homophobic? Or what are you trying to do? Like, what are you trying to say here? Because fatness is a choice. So if you're trying to connect being gay to fatness, it doesn't work. There's no diet to become straight. That doesn't exist. What exactly are you saying? Because I'm not understanding it. I'm really not.
body positivity.
And then the screech. So zombie noises comes in. She's trying to do emotional communication. She's trying to like really put emphasis on what she just said, which doesn't make sense. Why does it not make sense? Because being gay isn't a choice, being fat is a choice. So you see how it doesn't connect? Do you see how it's not the same thing? And again, maybe she is personally homophobic. She might be. Or maybe she, she might. Which, okay, whatever. But why is he going to give a fuck about what you think then? And why should he? And why should I? Why should any gay person care what you have to say?
It is not about encouraging people to just go out and be fucking unhealthy and promoting obesity.
It is. It is. Robin did a video where she talked about how the roots of the body positivity movement was actually in fat liberation. And I knew deep down, I always knew. I was like, there's something off with that. But Robin did. I should try to link it.
For one, what the fuck are you even talking about? It's just saying, hey, maybe don't treat fat people like second-class citizens.
But it's okay to treat gay men like second-class citizens if I feel like it, because I'm lashing out. Which again, I get it. Trust me, I get it. I had an E followed by letter D very severely. I understand why she's doing this. She might not even be homophobic. But regardless, you need to get out of this issue. This isn't good. You shouldn't base your values purely on how somebody's treating you. That's not a good thing, because it does still say something about you. It does. If you would have handled it with grace, then it would have said more about him. It would have been about like a worse look on him, or you might have actually convinced him of the point. But instead, you're lashing out, you're freaking out, you're having an anxiety attack, and for some reason you're filming it, posting it, thinking that it's a good idea, which is extremely DIS ordered as well. So this is not a good look. It's not a good look for you. It's really not.
And just treat them like shit just because of their size. Maybe just try being nicer to people. Do you ever think about that? Maybe.
Because if you're sitting here thinking, oh my God, I'm so paranoid about anybody who says anything about any fat person ever or any obesity ever, why are you unable to have any kind of empathy to see how that could be applied to something like gayness? When that makes a lot more sense to identify with. Way more sense than fatness. Way more. So you need to hold yourself to your own standard then. If you just want to roast and bitchify and do a bitch fight tit for tat, that's fine. But you can't be a hypocrite. This is called being controlling. You're being controlling right now. So if you want to be nasty back, then go ahead and be nasty back. But he has a right to be nasty back to you. So it can go back and forth. It can be a bitch fit. It can. But you don't get to act innocent or like the victim. You're not a victim. Not at all. Because I guarantee you there's plenty of, I'll just say it, I can do an emotional appeal too. There's plenty of young gay men that could have seen this or that could see this, and they're going to feel really bad for hearing that. Or there's some gay men who have had a crush on a straight guy before, and they're going to feel like shit after hearing that. There's some, you know what I'm saying? It's not me, because I'm auntie. I've already heard it all. Far too many times. I don't give a fuck. But there's a lot of gay men that do give a fuck. So you don't give a fuck either, which it's like, okay. But then why should anybody care about your fatness then? I don't. I don't give a fuck about it. And I will assure you, I certainly don't give a fuck about your E followed by letter D. That I actually will attack. I won't attack your appearance. I still won't attack your appearance. See? Do you see what integrity is like? Because I don't believe in doing that. Why? Because I know it's triggering. But I'm not going to do that to you. Because that's my values. That's something that's important to me. So it doesn't matter how you treat something that I identify with. I'm going to stay the same because I have integrity and you don't. That's what that looks like. It's not a good look. You need to get help. Even if it wasn't nice, he wasn't saying something about the core of who you are, because fatness is not the core of who you are. It's not. So for you to respond in kind, it's extremely harsh. It's way too much. Way too much.
Maybe then you won't hate yourself.
So that's a projection. I don't know if he does hate himself. I don't know. But I know there's plenty of gay men out there that do hate themselves. I don't know if he does. I wouldn't just throw that out there all the time. But what I do know is pretty much universally somebody within E followed by the letter D, they do. Every time. Even if they think they don't. I do think sometimes in the reductive, they can get more into like a pride trip, but it's still, it's an overcompensation. You feel like it's a need. You have to do this because you're not enough. Why? Because you don't like who you are. It's the same thing. I would say that the two things that are the most common within E followed by the letter D, it is a need for control. She needs to control how other people speak about people's bodies. That's what this is. She's trying to get control over him. She's trying to use his sexuality to do it with the emotional quality of a drowning rat trying to hold somebody else down to keep herself up. That's what that looks like. That's what that is. The other thing is self-hatred. Control, self-hate. If you get rid of the self-hate, it cuts a lot of your TR drive. I would suggest it right away. It is one of the first things you need to do in recovery. You got to get over it because it will decrease your severity very quickly. For me, when I got over self-hatred in about 2014, 2015, around the time I became aware, I would say 2015, so about a year after I became aware, I let go of self-hatred, and it did greatly de-escalate it. Greatly. However, I wasn't out of it completely, so I had massive triggers in 2018, and I had a massive relapse during that time. So if you're not completely out, that can happen. And then things were really bad over 18, 19, 20. So, yeah, I have to give that disclaimer too. It's not going to save you. It's not enough. That's why the body positive movement, it will never be enough to get you out of the TR. It won't. But it is a great start, and it usually does lessen severity. So I think she needs to stop hating herself. I think that would really help her.
I don't know, just a tip.
So I think she should take her own advice. That was good vocals. I kind of like the vocals. They were kind of doing it. They were doing it for me, but it still looks unhinged to most people, I would say. But yeah, I think he deleted the video. I wanted to see if he had it up still, but he didn't. So I guess it worked. And that's all she cared about. It worked. So maybe she could read him. Would you be able to handle a zombie attack? I would. I wouldn't give a fuck. I already know what she'd say about me. I've heard it so many times already. They go to my voice. Not a man like this saying this. They try to use my sex against me. They'll say, oh, your hair, blah, blah, blah. You're fat. What else you got? What else I got? It's all visual. They always talk about visual. I actually haven't gotten a homophobic response though. So maybe that's just her. Maybe she is actually homophobic. Anyways, you guys, I think that's all I'm going to do today. I don't like this though. It feels wrong when it's short. Let me see if there's anything else. Hold on. There's nothing else. I looked. She's not a fat activist, so she's just a clicker in the wild. So let me see. I'm going to show you how you usually will see responses, okay? So you see here, he looks like Elf on the Shelf, LOL. So that's more typical. So see, you start to go for appearance. That's like typical zombie behavior. There's usually a lot of zombie comments too when you look at stuff like this. So we're going to just go over them. I think she might actually be dead ass homophobic. But let's look at some typical zombie responses. So let's see. So she comments, "Hey buddy, this is really weird and mean, and you might try getting a job, tweezing those brows, finding a friend, or investing in a hobby to help raise your low self-esteem." Okay. They say he looks like Elf on a Shelf. Snoop on the stoop would never. I don't even get that. I think I'm out of it. I'm out of the lingo. I'm out of it. It's actually really weird to act like this, and I would be so ashamed of my people I know behaving this way if I ever saw something like this posted. Okay. Please. Okay. Does he think he's cute? See, so it's a lot of that kind of thing. This is more like stalker levels. Okay. Does he think he's cute or something? Yeah. Maybe some lower level zombies. And then the ears, so they're trying to be like, oh my god, his ears or whatever. So you have to like, it's usually appearance based. That's what you're usually going to get. So if you're dealing with a zombie, be prepared to be told that you're chopped, that you're ugly, that whatever. They're going to go for something superficial usually. It usually doesn't go to like totally bigoted stuff. It usually doesn't go there. I would say, I don't think so, but it usually does go to appearance. So again, I get it. Like some people might interpret people saying things about my voice as homophobic. I just see it as my voice is fucking weird, period. I get it. So I don't connect it because not every gay person sounds like me. So they don't. Not every gay man sounds like me, so it's me. It's more personal. I don't view it that way. Some people can, though. Obviously, it's whatever. It's up to interpretation. I just usually, when people are like, why do you talk like that? I'm like, because I'm gay. So I'll be like, I'm gay, I'm from California, and I'm feminine. 3 shotgun noises, 3 Gen Z shotgun noises. My Cali accent, it's discrimination against my Cali accent. How dare you? Don't, no, I'm just kidding. Stop. Californian, all the way, forever. I will never be able to deny it because of how I talk. So it'll never, ever go away. But yeah. So I do answer because people sometimes will literally ask, like, how or why do you talk like that? And I break it down again for all the people that freak out. Gay, California accent, have a naturally higher pitch voice, feminine as fuck. That's it. That's what it is. That's what it is, diva. Okay, anyways. Has nothing to do with my views on obesity. So that's the most important one. And it is not an argument against what I said either. Anyways, just be kind. It's not hard. Probably runner zombie. I don't think like you have to agree with him or what he said to not be a zombie, but to think that this was a good take, that is zombie, in my opinion. Like for you to encourage her in that type of statement, I think is giving zombie. Says the most mid man I've ever seen. So again, it's a lot of his appearance ain't shit, whatever. People say that shit. I really hope they end up upsizing 50 pounds. That's super DIS ordered. I love it when they just say it out loud. That's my favorite part as a zombie hunter. I love it when they just put it out there that that's their goal. They want everybody to gain. I will tell you guys forever, that's what they want. They want everyone to gain. So that's just putting it out there. That might be a clicker. His mannerisms are giving Stefan from SNL. New York's hottest new club is Fat Phobia. Club promoter Twink. For real, has gone all out. This place is everything. Blah, blah, blah. Rage baiting. The closet from Narnia. Yeah, so it's just stuff about his appearance. He deleted the video. She's so happy about it because she feels like she got control over him. You see? It's interesting. Why do these people act like diaries and journals don't exist? They don't have to come on the internet with this nonsense. I would love it if they were talking about Kat, but they're not. They're talking about him, which, to be fair, either way, it could apply to both. I could see, I think that's a valid criticism of both of them, to be honest. Anyways. Cis white gay men versus the average trans femme chubby chaser. We both know who's coming out of the ring alive. I don't know what that means. I'm not Gen Z enough for that. It's always funny to me when gay men try to do the pick me thing with gym bros. Like, buddy, the gym bro is going to hate crime both of us. Please stop. This is kind of DIS ordered. Because again, if you assume that much about someone because of their size or because they're into fitness, it's still zombie. It's giving zombie. To feel as though you should fear somebody who's in shape, it's a little, are you all right? If I was going to be British, I'd be like, are you all right? You all right? So, anyways. Yeah. So that's how it goes. That's where we're at. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Don't get too spicy. Don't get too crazy. No, I'm just kidding. No, go ahead and be crazy. I don't care. But don't be crazy in the TR way. Be crazy in some other way. Go dance in the street and throw your hands up in the air. Start bursting into song and dance out of nowhere and act like you're in a musical or something. Go do something like that. That's fine. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.